My name is Marcela, and this is Culturally Speaking. I'm a Brazilian mom raising a bilingual child in the US, and here I share what I've been learning along the way. When I started this journey, I realized that there are so many myths around raising bilingual kids. Things that people say, sometimes with good intentions, but they're actually not true. To help me sort through this noise, I used a really great resource, The Bilingual Edge. This book is great, it has tons of research about raising bilingual kids. So today, I want to go over some of the most common myths that you might have heard out there and why they're simply not true. Myth number 1, bilingualism confuses kids. You might have heard someone saying that if you speak 2 languages to a child, they will get confused. But that is simply not true. Kids are great at navigating between 2 languages. Sometimes they can use words from different languages into the same sentence, which is called code switching. And some people perceive that as confusion. But that is actually a sign of linguistic skill, not confusion. Instead, your kid is building a very flexible brain that is able to navigate between systems. Myth number 2, bilingualism causes speech delays. You might have heard that kids take longer to speak when they are raised bilingual. However, there's no evidence of that. They might take longer in one language in comparison to their monolingual kids, but when you look at their total vocabulary, they're usually on the right track. If there's actually a speech delay, this would show up in any language, not just because of bilingualism. Myth number 3, parents should wait until one language is strong. You might have heard that you need to wait until your child masters one language to introduce another one, but it's actually quite the opposite. Early exposure is one of the strongest predictors of success in bilingualism. Kids' brains are wired to absorb language at an early age, so delaying doesn't really help. In contrast, you should actually start earlier to help your child learn. Myth number 4, only native speakers should teach a language. This one can feel so discouraging if the language that you're trying to teach to your child is not your native one. But you shouldn't listen to this. You can still build a great foundation to your child, even if you speak the language with an accent. You can always supplement the learnings with community support, books, movies, songs, and help from relatives. So don't let this discourage you. What matters at the end of the day is consistency and that your child builds a positive association with the language. Myth number 5, kids automatically become bilingual by exposure. You might have heard that you just need to expose your child to a language and they'll simply learn it. How I wish that was true. I wish I could just turn on a movie, turn on some songs to my kid and he would learn the language fully. But sadly, that's not how it works. Exposure matters, but interactions matter even more. Your child needs opportunities to actually speak the language, not just hear it. This is why playing games, singing songs, reading together, including the language in their daily routines is so important to help the language stick. Passive exposure alone, sadly, isn't enough. I don't know about you, but once I heard that these were actually myths, I felt such a relief. Don't let them discourage you. Bilingualism doesn't confuse kids, it doesn't cause delays, you don't need to wait to introduce a language, and you don't have to be a native speaker. Raising bilingual kids takes patience and creativity, but the benefits are enormous. Stronger cognitive skills, closer family connections, and access to multiple cultures. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you've heard of other myths about bilingualism, please share them in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video.